All right, everybody, welcome to another Spades Community Show. Oh, we took a week off. We didn't have a lot of updates to bring everybody, but tonight we definitely have made some headway. There are some exciting things to be discussed. We're going to go over what updates we actually have got going on. We're going to go over where we are kind of seeing the future of this and somewhat of a timeline. But, look, guys, you always have to remember, if you are a part of this right now, you are an early adopter, right? You are a part of the foundation of the building of this. And so with that in mind, this is going to take time, but it is something where every week there are new things that are happening and new elements to what we're building that create the whole of what we're putting together. If we have time, we're going to try to touch on the prosperity program, but primarily tonight, it's going to be about the updates. And so with that in mind, Stephen, please take it away.
Thank you, Bobby. Yes, development's going really, really well. I actually plan to show you some of those things here. To get started, we put out a deck the other day because it's been requested by some larger investment people who understand and have heard about the overall project of what we're trying to accomplish, and they see how important that actually is to just evolving cryptocurrencies and the values of them and why they have value, how they can be properly used to the benefit of society in general. So I thought I would share this because I know there are a lot of people who still are a little bit unclear about what this is all about. And you've said this before, Bobby, and you're absolutely right. It's okay if you're unclear, because there are so many different things that this community will offer, and individuals only need to take the portion of it that's relevant to them. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to auction items. You don't have to have events that you want to promote or sell. You don't have to use every single thing that's available to all of our users. But since we're a global community and we want to give opportunities to people who otherwise wouldn't have them, it's important to put all of these things in one place. And that's exactly what we've done. People have heard the phrase, the Internet of Everything. That's really what we've got here, is a mini Internet of Everything. And I think hopefully this slideshow will help you, and then we'll show you some of the updates on what's actually working and moving forward with the community. We do have a few more things to do, so I hope people will be a little bit patient with us, because we want to do it right and not just throw something out there because there's a desire for it. So we are a community-driven, cause-based cryptocurrency token. And community is the key thing here. I want to focus on community. Anybody can do a crypto token. There are thousands of them out there. Their value is based on what people think they might be worth. They might like the name. They might like what it is that they're supporting. In our case, it's the community itself. So the purpose of our token is to provide a stable, reliably increasing storehouse of value by backing community currencies. That's what we do. There's multiple communities that want to work with us, both online and offline. And that's what we provide, is the capacity to back value. This will be made a little clearer as we go through this relatively short PowerPoint. And if you want a copy of it, you can email us. It's in the chat at admin@spades.community, and we'll send this out to you. So Spades tokens were made for two types of community currencies: global online communities, which is exactly what we are. There is another global online community website that's going to be selling NFTs that will be utilizing our model as well. And there are other communities that will be coming online that also will want to use this. So we will simply grow and grow and grow, because we're a backing. That's what we are. The second type of backing that we are is for local community currency or exchange credits. People may or may not be aware that there are multiple local exchange currencies. They're called seeds. They've been called bread. They've been given a lot of different names. And they're particularly important in the developing world, but they also have a place here in the United States, in Europe, in places of that nature. So this is our purpose. We are backing. We provide the value so that exchanges can take place between people, and those exchanges result in people getting some kind of a credit, some kind of a value, and that they can then turn it into something that they want to use, whether it's another cryptocurrency or it's a national fiat currency, the dollar, the euro, the yen, you name it. There's a very good reason why we don't use our token itself, or a crypto token, why we're backing, and that will come up as well. So equal access. This is critical to our community because we're global, and people all over the world do need a place where they can get together, and people of like mind, value, culture, whatever it may be, can come together and do commerce with each other and vote on how they want their community to work. So we provide people from all over the globe a safe and equitable location to earn, learn, and prosper. An equal playing field available in over 100 languages, and I'll show you that, with everyone using the same value of exchange or community currency, empowering people from diverse nations, backgrounds, talent pools, cultures to come together and benefit in a variety of ways. What makes us uniquely powerful is the underlying charitable and business partnerships architecture of the community, which also provides a uniquely supported pathway for the unbanked users from developing nations to access the opportunities offered by the internet, what I call the information age. There's hundreds of millions of people that are now entering into access to the internet, but what can they do with it? Many people from developing nations, they can't get a PayPal account. They can't use Etsy. They can't use eBay. They can't use a site that allows them to sell tickets to their events. We do all of these things. So the idea of taking a cryptocurrency and saying this is a mechanism so that hundreds of millions of people, particularly people from locations where $2 or $3 a day makes all the difference between starvation and not, is really critical. And I want to say it's not all about just the developing nations people. It's about all the people. Okay, no matter where you are, whether it's the United States or it's Europe or it's Africa or it's Russia or it's China or any of these locations, then we're providing a community where all these various people can come together and we're all equal. So accounts are free to all users. Charitable partners already on the ground help those in developing nations with access and logistics so that they can then earn into our community. They can sell auction items and they share in pool ad revenue. That's a really important one, because that means that everybody who participates earns something. Right now, Facebook makes billions of dollars because we put our content on their site, and then they put ads every 2 or 3 different posts. And that's what makes them the billions of dollars. But they wouldn't make a penny if we didn't put up our posts there. I think it's time that the people who provide the content also share in the ad revenue. And that's something that we are doing here on this site, which means even if you start with nothing, everybody earns something, and you will have a way to take those earnings and turn them into something tangible. You'll see that as we move along. So additionally, a pool of 10% of SPADES tokens sales on new exchanges are shared as a pooled community distribution based on engagement, meaning how much you participate. So if you only create an account and you only show up once a month to log in, you're going to share far less than somebody who is participating on a daily basis, buying things from other community members, which keeps wealth in the community and supports the other members, as well as the postings that you do, because that generates more ad revenue to you, as well as more participation points to you. Digital earners. So we are an economic ecosystem. That's the point of this community, where people can create wealth from anywhere in the world through digital sales, affiliate marketing, labor, that's marketing as well, and licensing. Here's the various ways that you can earn in our community. Number one, you can put up a job. So maybe you're looking for somebody to be hired. We'd like you to hire people from the community, which supports community members. Or you're an individual, and like Fiverr, we actually use Fiverr people. We're doing some CSS, HTML, some design work is coming up, some marketing things that have to do with how you put the settings on your website. Well, people at Fiverr, Fiverr, by the way, allows individuals from around the globe to say, here, look, here's what I have to offer, and I'll offer to you for a certain amount of money. In our community, since everybody's earning, if you need to hire somebody to do something, particularly digitally, but also physically, if they're in your area, could be a handyman, could be whatever, then this is a place where you can both post jobs that you're looking to fill and jobs that you can do if you're a user. So if somebody in our community is looking for something that you know how to do, then perhaps they'll hire you. And our site allows a way for them to pay you. They don't have to pay you through our site. You can post a job and say, look, I do design work and I make, graphics for brochures, and some entity, some corporation wants to hire me to do work for them on their brochures. They can make their own arrangements for payment. It doesn't have to go through our site. The important thing is that the members are earning something. This is a way they can market themselves. It's also a way that they actually can receive remuneration that's a lot less expensive than other ways available in the world. You can sell items. So if you have something to sell, art, whatever you want to sell, you'll be able to sell it through our site in two different ways. One is at auction, so that it's bid upon, because maybe you don't know what it's real value and worth is. You don't want to take less than you should. So let the marketplace decide. Or in the marketplace, we call it My Store. And I'll show you how you can upload an item to that. So you can sell what you would like to the whole entire global community. If it's a physical item and it needs to be shipped, it may not make sense that you sell certain things. I'm not going to sell a 80-pound desk to somebody, since I'm in Denver, Colorado, somebody in Zambia. But I might want to sell my desk, kind of like Facebook Marketplace, to somebody in the local area. So this gives you the option, depending on what makes sense. Like I said earlier, you don't do everything. You don't try to do every single thing. That doesn't fit. We're all different. We have different needs. We live in different locations. We have different cultures. But what is needed is the opportunity for you to share what it is that you have. And some things are digital. Some things are global. Other things aren't. So it just depends. You can also do events and sell tickets to your events. Maybe it's a play, maybe it's a musical performance, maybe it's a class on, artwork with wine, supply your own wine. So the key thing here is that people who have something to share that they believe is valuable and people will pay from $25 to $100 for, just depends on what your event is, you actually can sell tickets. on this platform, and you can be remunerated through the platform. You share in the ad revenue, also in the pool of sales of our tokens, because our tokens were not created for a corporation or an individual or group. It was created to support a global community so that everybody would benefit together. And lastly, affiliate marketing. Look, affiliate marketing means you sell something for somebody else and you get a portion of the revenue for making the sale. We've taken that idea and said, look, we're going to supply everybody who doesn't have a product of their own to be able to sell a digital product. So it's deliverable everywhere. Anyone can market. Someone in Nepal can market to someone in Hawaii. Doesn't matter. It's digital. And we've decided to give away the profits from this particular product by paying out an 80% commission and doing it in a way that's really unique. We call it the Prosperity Program, and we'll get to that. So wealth distribution, SPADES Token and our community is managed and created by a 508 nonprofit association. 508 is a form of a nonprofit association, a little different than a 501c3. It is a private association of people, and anyone who joins our community becomes part of that association. So we're building a global membership, a global club, as it were. And if you've seen some of our broadcasts before, you'll know that what's going to take place in the club, particularly as we move forward, is that you, the members, will get to vote on what actually happens. This is a direct democracy, not representative. You know, too many representatives are, well, let's just say they can be influenced. So you get your vote.
I think you've said definitely enough, Stephen, that people understand.
Okay. Functional ease of use. We're going to get into this. I'm going to show you this live. All right. But this is, you just hit dashboard and you'll be able to easily go where you want to go. Our site is available in 100 languages, over actually, which means the whole world can actually do this together. We do support charities. 10% of our tokens that were minted go out to charities. And we do this on a bi-monthly basis with the members themselves being able to nominate and to vote on the charities. Right now, our first 3 are in Nepal, Africa, and North America. And the idea is that as we support the charities bring their members because we have things that are helpful to their members. It helps meet the charity's own goals. So it's a synergistic relationship. Social cooperatives and local exchange, you can read about that. Some of the charities we work with will provide access to the internet for people in their area, which just brings more users to the community and gives them the opportunity also to sell things. It might be their artwork, it might be something that they've sewed, it could be any number of different things. And business partners. So businesses are now realizing how important it is to also accept cryptocurrencies. It's just the way the world is going. It's growing, growing, growing. Whether cryptocurrency values go up or down, more and more people are engaging in cryptocurrency. And our SPADES token will be listed on the #1 checkout plugin. Don't worry if you don't understand that. That is a little technical, but let's just say that we are putting the SPADES token into locations that are important so that there are more and more sales and uses for the token. And so really this leads us all to what's the big picture, bringing together individuals, charities, and businesses into a singular community with commercial applications to increase the opportunities of the information age. You know, as we support charities that make access points, places where people can utilize the computer and access the internet, it's not just, hey, I can go to the SPADES community. It's also telemedicine. It's all global markets. It's access to the whole entire educational stream from YouTube to Google searches to whatever you name it. And there's digital wealth, and that's where we come in. That's what we're providing. We're providing you access to digital wealth because everybody earns in our community. So We do use a cloud credit. We don't use our own token because there are fees involved with crypto tokens, but there are not necessarily fees involved with cloud credits, i.e., we're just sending one credit to another. If I buy something from Bobby, then he gets my credits and I get what he's selling me. It doesn't need to be that there are going to be transaction fees, but cryptocurrencies, because of things like proof of stake, inherently have those things. So at any rate, here are the top reasons why we use a credit system. It keeps wealth within the community. It can circulate. We empower the community to maximize its productive resources. We allow for more wealth to be imported into the community. We're selling to the whole global world from our community. Somebody comes along who's a visitor, they're not a member, and they see that something's for sale that they want to buy, they can hit the buy button, they check out just like they normally would. But now they have to be a community member, of course. They have to create an account, because how else are they going to be able to track their product or receive their product if it's digital and it's downloadable? So whenever somebody buys something on the internet, generally it asks them to create an account so that they can keep track of what they bought, when they bought it, and even make complaints, which we do include that as well in case somebody's unhappy with the purchase. Allow for more wealth to be imported into the community. That's what we're just discussing. And it circulates more rapidly than national currencies do, because community currencies are in their community, and so it is distributed. So that's real wealth. Wealth moving means wealth for more people. So I'm not going to get into this one. This is a whole discussion that could be on one of our classes, increasing food security and how our scale system works. So token conversion is very important. So members or visitors wishing to make purchases in the Spades community can purchase with cryptocurrency, credit, debit cards, PayPal, or cloud credits. If you're already a member and you've earned cloud credits because you sold something, you can actually use them to buy something from someone else. And anytime a visitor chooses to purchase something on the site, they're prompted at checkout to create an account and pay just like normal. The funds received go to the community members, because right now it's our community members that are selling things, not us. We are here to support the community. Sell your art, sell your music, sell your whatever it is that you have to sell, your book, your ideas, your consulting, your widget, whatever it may be. Now, the funds that go to the members become the credits. The cash or crypto funds received by the community are used to purchase Spades tokens on exchanges. This means that it increases the value of the Spades token. Why is this so important? It's not just about investing in a token. It's about the fact that we have members from all around the world who are going to come. They're going to maybe put their guitar up for sale or something for sale in our community instead of on eBay. Now they have these cloud credits. What do they do with them? They can turn them into Spades tokens. So if we are using the cash that came in then created those cloud credits to buy Spades tokens, it's going to increase the value of the token. So that means people can actually sell stuff here, get a currency that then continues to rise in value instead of is being adjusted for inflation and actually decreases in value. So the tokens purchased both back the cloud credits and increase the value of the Spades by increasing the demand. This keeps our token stable. It means it's a zero debt system. If a dollar comes in, a cloud credit is created. When the dollar is cashed out or the cloud credit is cashed out, it is zeroed out. So there's no debt. And this is some other things that are not so important. So at any rate, I know we're running a little longer. This took me longer than I thought. I just want to show you guys a few things. So we talked about all the various ways that people can earn. So you can go to the jobs dashboard. You can post a job if you're looking for somebody. Everything is here that you need for it. It's all working perfectly. If you need to find a job, you'll be able to search for them. Right now, there's not that many because we're still in beta testing mode. but you'll be able to search by keyword, by city or state. You'll be able to narrow it down. Remote jobs people can do from anywhere in the world. Other jobs maybe require you to be there locally. So the job system is completely available. Events. We want people to be able to create and sell events. You can look at all the events that are available. You can add your own events, and you can put a price for that event, i.e. you're earning money. All right. Maybe you're teaching a class. Maybe you are, it's a concert, whatever it happens to be. So the auction system as well, very simple to use. You can check all the auction items if you want to buy something, but if you want to sell something at auction, meaning it doesn't have a set price, then you can do that. Name, condition, description, start price, increment bids, reserve price, buy it now, date from, date to, and product images. So all these things are completely working. All the stuff in here is working. And given that it's already been 38 minutes, Bobby, or about a half hour or so, maybe we'll deal with prosperity program in a future.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if there was anything I was going to add to what you've been saying, Stephen, and I think what the takeaway from this particular call that I would want everybody to have is that no matter what your level of participation is, or where you see something in the mix of everything that's going on, what's really beautiful about what we're doing is the fact that there is something for everybody to participate with, which causes the value of the Spades token. And if you own even just a couple Spades tokens, you're still going to be getting something out of the collective participation that everybody is doing. And there's just so many different aspects up to this, so many different aspects to this, that nobody should ever feel like they're able to come into this right now, especially with where we're at, or even down the line, and be able to grasp and understand every single aspect of what it is we're talking about doing. It's extremely extensive. I think the key thing is to understand that no matter what it is that you see value in, that is your level of what you're wanting to participate in doing. And all of the people, no matter what participation level you're coming in at, it all just continues to build the community, and we all collectively grow this together. And it's just exciting to me to see the progression of where we were even just 3 months ago to where we are right now. There's just so many things that have happened in such a rapid way when you really think about the overall scope of what it is we're creating, that is truly adding a lot of just great value and is going to bring in more and more people. It's kind of like what you've been saying, Stephen, where you're talking about, this is not a replacement, by the way. I want to point this out to people. We are not here trying to replace Facebook or replace LinkedIn or replace eBay or YouTube or any of those. We're just saying, why not do some of those things within our community and actually get something back for that? You could do all of them through us, but we're not here to replace those things. We're here as an add-on to what you're doing.
No, look, I want to make it clear that, a lot of people have asked me why the charities. I just shared by the screen before I turned it off the charities that we're already working with. So by bringing people from all different cultures and with organizations that have hundreds or thousands of people into the community, then we create a group of people from all over the world that represent the earth. They represent our whole globe. And that's part of why we work with those people. They do need to sell events. They need to sell digital products. They need to import wealth into their community. And no, we're not trying to, like you just said, replace eBay, Facebook, LinkedIn, Fiverr, Etsy, etc. But, for people from the developing world, they're not in a position where they can get 15, 16 different websites. They're generally accessing the internet by some kind of community mechanism, some kind of community computer, either the charity, the library, the school, whatever it may be. Some are lucky enough that they have their own cell phones. But having a singular location where the people of the world can come and do the most important things that they need to do, they can interact, they can share their cultures, and they can also sell something. Where I'll tell you, look, if Bobby, for you and I, we live in Denver, Colorado. If we sell something for $5 or $10 and we sell 10 of them and we make 50 to 100 bucks, it's like no big deal to us. But for people in the locations that our charities are working with, that could mean food for a month. It's very significant. And having a model where world citizens, not getting into, you know, anything political, but where people from all over the world can come together and they can vote on what they would like to see happen. They can share what they believe should take place, what directions we should go in, I think is very useful to all of society and humanity in general.
I think it's just, I mean, and anybody who's been following this over the past couple of months, you know, the thing that you really have to understand is this is not like we just suddenly came up with something overnight. You know, this is many, many, many years of thought development, many different times that we tried to do separate versions of this and didn't, to be very fair, did not succeed. Which has a lot to do with timing and where the world is at, and the fact that, like, we don't have to explain the value of having a digital currency. You know, there's just so many elements to this that are now finally coming together and creating the environment that has allowed us to produce this, and not only allowed us to produce it, but allowed us to do it in a way that is affordable, because we are including, so there's so many elements outside of the United States that you can rely on that are viable and are good and get the job done and do it in a way that's affordable for everybody to do. I mean, even 5 years ago, what we're doing right now wouldn't have been viable. It just wouldn't have worked.
No, look, we've worked on certain elemental pieces over the years, just pieces, but this is an ecosystem. And so it really needs to have all the pieces that come together. You know, puzzles are made up of pieces. That's why I'm saying you can be one puzzle piece. You don't have to be the whole puzzle. As an individual user, you do the part that makes sense for you, okay? All of it supports the whole. It's kind of interesting, you know, we needed some CSS and HTML work done on our system. Well, we hired a guy through Fiverr. Cost us like 50, 60 bucks. He's from Pakistan. One of our developers is from India. So we've got a Muslim from Pakistan, a Hindu from India. We've got a graphic designer who is, I don't know what, from America. We've got people from Japan that we're working with, which are Buddhists, but they're all working on this together because they think this is a great idea. To give the world a neutral location where everybody can certainly do certain things. You can do your social networking, you can look for a job, you can sell your artwork, you can sell whatever it is that you want to do, you can share your ideas, you can create your own groups. The people who want to join your group can join it, or they completely ignore it, and that's completely fine. All of it is simply a neutral location for people from the globe to come together, and everybody should prosper. Everybody in a community should support one another. That's the idea, and this is the way to do it.
I really think you put it best, Stephen, in that all of them are pieces to the puzzle that create the entire picture of what makes the Spades community.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
right.
I think that we got through a great update. There's so many other things, and there's so many things to come, you guys, and there's just so many elements to this that we don't even know. That's what's so exciting, is that, you know, they say in business that if you're not growing, you're dying. And this is going to be an ever evolving community. There's going to be so many other elements to this that we can't even fathom what they'll be right now, but they will all contribute as pieces to the puzzle that continue to grow the picture beyond what it is right now. And that's really the thing that I think more so for me than anything is what I would like to foster within what we're doing is just bring your ideas, bring your criticism. In fact, we want people to ask the tough questions. We want people to, think about, well, what if we did it this way? What would make this better? And that's the whole idea, is that you as a community member, you get a voice, you get to put out there what you think would be best. And then we get to decide as a community if that really is the direction we should go. And there's still some limitations and some things within that we have to take into consideration. But the idea is that you still have a voice and you get to make that voice known in a way that can be heard amongst everybody that's within our community.
Let me just add this. For those of you who are still watching this video from our community, there are certain things that you're probably very interested in, and we didn't focus on that today, but I want to tell you we're moving along very well with being put on exchanges, with getting the wallets in place, with the other things. It was just important from the feedback that we've gotten to try and give out a bigger picture so people could wrap their mind around it. So hopefully it was useful for people to see that quick slideshow that just talked about how the token relates to the community, how the two support one another, where the charities are involved, how they bring in users, and they also give a proper use for wealth created from cryptocurrencies versus just some guy getting all the money or some corporation, which to me is kind of pointless. It doesn't move anything forward. But we will get into those things, and we'll get into the prosperity program. We're moving along very quickly. As I showed you, the majority of the major functions are working, and now it's just about the cashing out portion and on the exchange portion. And those two are intricately connected. You can't cash out cloud credits to SPADES tokens that you've earned, the cloud credits into the SPADES tokens, without there being a public value to the SPADES token. And it's an art getting onto the exchanges and making the right agreements. And the first one is most critical. We could do it tomorrow if we wanted, but it wouldn't serve the community and it wouldn't serve the people who currently have SPADES tokens. So it's going to take a little bit longer, but everyone's going to benefit that much more.
Oh,
so
and it is going to be exciting, you guys. I mean, when we are ready to launch this thing, it is, I mean, we're really close, everybody. We're really close. It's just, we want to get it right. Rather than trying to rush through it, we want to get it right. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. This is a great show, Stephen. You did a fantastic job. Just everybody remember, if you want to change the way that wealth is distributed, you have to change the way that we distribute the wealth. And that's exactly what we're going to do with this within the SPADES community. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and have a fantastic night. We'll see everybody next Tuesday if you decide to show up. Otherwise, enjoy us online.
Blessings. Bye.